Assalamualaikum. Welcome to our channel Botany with YouTube. Today I am going to present a topic: Hydrophytes plants. Hydrophyte plants are the plants that grow in region where there is plenty of water supply, for example, pond, pools, lakes, river or wet soil. Hydrophyte plants does not face the problem of water storage. They have developed mechanism for the removal of extra water from their cells. Hydrophytes have broad leaves with a large number of stomata on their upper surface. These characteristics help them to remove the extra amount of water. For example, water lilies. You can see here in diagram the structure of water lily. Botany with YouTube is our channel. Try to subscribe our channel firstly. Hydrophytes plant habitat. Hydrophytic plant grow in water or in soil that is wet. You can see here the hydrophyte habitat. Classification of hydrophytes plant. According to their relation to water and air, the hydrophytes are grouped into four categories: free-floating hydrophytes, floating but rooted hydrophytes, submerged hydrophytes, amphibious hydrophytes. Free-floating hydrophytes. You can see here in diagram, these plants float freely on the surface of water but are not rooted in the soil. These plants are in contact with both water and air. Floating but rooted hydrophytes, you can see here in diagram. These hydrophytes are rooted in the mud but their leaves and flowering shoots float on the surface of water. Submerged hydrophytes, you can see here in diagram the structure of plants. Plants which grow below the water surface and not in contact with atmosphere are called free-floating submerged hydrophytes. Submerged hydrophytes. These plants are completely immersed in water and rooted in the mud. For example, hydrilla. Amphibious hydrophytes. These plants grow in shallow waters. Their roots, some part of the stem and leaves are submerged in water. These plants are adapted to both aquatic and terrestrial mode of life. The aerial part of these amphibious plants show mesophytic character, while the submerged part develop true hydrophytic characters. You can see here the example of amphibious hydrophytes plant. Botany with YouTube is our channel. Try to share our channel. Types of adaptation in hydrophytes. Morphological adaptation, anatomical adaptation, physiological adaptation. Morphological: poorly developed, reduced or absent. Roots are boot required for absorption. Entire plant surface can absorb water and minerals. Root cap usually absent. In Mphil reopens, two types of root develop: normal root, floating root. Morphological adaptation. Stem very delicate, usually green in color, sometimes modified into one-hour runner. Morphological adaptation of leaves. In floating plants, leaves long, circular, green, thin and smooth. Upper surface exposed to air, lower surface touch water. In lotus, people indefinite growth always keep the leaf floating. Hydrophytes present in some plants. Morphological different leaves. Anatomical Adaptation of hydrophytes. Reduction in protecting structure, increase the aeration, reduction of supporting and mechanical tissues, reduction in vascular tissues, reduction in protecting structure, cuticle totally absent in submerged parts, in aerial parts many present as thin layer. Epidermis is not the protective layer. Epidermis cells contain chloroplast. Epidermis poorly developed, thin cell walled. Increase in the aeration. Stomata completely absent in submerged part. Sometimes vestigial stomata present. Exchange of gases take place through the cell wall. Edenchyma well developed in submerged plants. Air chamber filled with respiratory gases and moisture. Botany with YouTube is our channel. Like our channel please. Reduction of supporting and mechanical tissues. Mechanical tissues absent or poorly developed. Thick-walled Sclerenchymatous cell totally absent. Main function of root to anchor in the soil. Special type of star-shaped lignified cell present which will provide mechanical support. Reduction in vascular tissues. Vascular element poorly developed. Absorption of water and minerals take place through cell surface. Little need of conduction tissue. Xylem highly reduced. Sometimes xylem not at all developed. Secondary growth absent. Physiological adaptation of hydrophytes. Low osmotic concentration of cell sap. Osmotic concentration is equal or slightly higher to that of water. Water is absorbed by entire plant surface. Oxygen produced by photosynthesis is retained in the air activities. Mucilage cell produce mucilage. Mucilage prevent decay of plant in the water. Conclusion. Therefore, we can conclude that all the living creatures undergo specific change according to the changing environmental condition where they have to live in, whether it is aquatic and terrestrial. Hence, the hydrophytic plants also go through a few modifications in their morphological and physiology to sustain life in an aquatic environment. Thanks to visit our channel. Allah Hafiz.